Vamos progredir mais um pouquinho.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but well, maybe it was him.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine, as soon as I can get some sleep.
Ah, check-up médico, mas eu tenho como ajudar, mas não posso, pô. Ó, ela pode ter recusado. Ah, tá.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse.
Show.
Call me if you need assistance.
Tá cheinho, moleque. Cheio de sangue. Quem vive matando os outros. Doideira. Ela tá fadigado lá. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo convencer a mulher a descansar. Acho que eu mexi no controle na hora. Não vai ficar mais, não adianta.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Please, tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital.
I heard Miss Jones call for help from her bedroom. There were some loud noises, like people fighting. All of a sudden, it went quiet. And then a nurse started screaming.
Do you know who the nurse was?
Not sure, but I think it was Nurse Hawkins.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
I cannot enter.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No. I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
It's a disgrace. How on earth can patients be attacked in their own rooms?
Não tenho pista nenhuma da mulher.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the
We may lack the
circumstances-
resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London.
Tem que fabricar mais remédio. Pô, tá difícil ouvir essa conversa desses dois, hein? Compra do carne. Ah, desisto.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. Well, thanks, anyway.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room. And Mr. Hampton's gone missing. Doesn't take a genius to piece it together.
You don't seem shocked by any of this.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, he got rid of the old bag.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
O que eu tô precisando é uma dessa aqui mais azul. Tô precisando disso aqui azul. Não tem nada. Tem que achar outro vendedor. Não, aquele cara já tá dentro, não.
Hey, Doc.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Ah, então ele é o líder da gangue.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Deixa eu ver aqui. Cara, nem sei onde eu vi esse cara da escadana. Não lembro. Não, por ali, não, por ali. Aquele ali tá estafadão. Aí lá. Fadiga também, médico.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
É, mas você vai tomar remédio.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Nothing like this would have happened if we'd had enough staff and proper shifts.
So you don't think the blame is ours?
We all hold fast here, Dr. Reed. Our methods may differ, but we are all trying to make a difference.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Eu acho que eu não tenho mais medicamento. Deixa eu ver em cima.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead. yet smiling inside, Dr. Reed.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
É verdade.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Vou te dar uma olhada.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Can you tell me anything about recent events at the hospital?
Before the shouts and the noises, I think I heard whispers coming from the stairs. 2 voices, maybe more.
Did you recognize the voices? What did they say?
I couldn't hear. Sounded like they were arguing or something.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Ajudar. Então ele deixa a doida morder ele.
See her again.
Cadê a doida?
Don't worry, sir.
Ali.
Everything's going to be fine. I'm just going to go.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Doidinha.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Is there anything you can tell me about the recent commotion here?
Many things can happen under cover of night, Dr. Reed. But I took no part in this massacre.
But did you see or hear anything?
I can't say I did. But the smell of fresh blood almost made me faint, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
É engraçado, esse jogo é estranho porque nessa parte da da medicação que ele passa a impressão de que o paciente é sempre forçado a receber o medicamento. É estranho.
What on earth happened here?
Foi a coroa, mano. Passaram o carro na coroa. Doideira. Bom. Vamos lá.
Is this supposed to be an hospital? A pigsty would smell better.
Então, cara, é o líder da gangue. É lá em cima.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Eu ia brigar com vocês agora, não. Já me viram? Não adianta não, tem muito. Não vai ter como não, tem que brigar mesmo.
It's locked.
Tem um monte de bicho aqui, cara, misturou tudo.
Get them weapons ready! We found one!
Eles ficaram ferrados vocês aí. Já matou o bicho? Caraca, já mataram o bicho já.
I'd head back and run. Be strong, brothers!
Não fez.
Oh, that's gonna smart! Don't like Bernie, does it?
Ah, vai tomar banho, pô. Ah, roubar outro.
Stay back! Oh, Christ! He's dead!
Cadê o filho da mãe? Porcaria da metralhadora. Munição, beleza. XP de matar aquele cara. Tem 3. Tem 3, cara.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman. Over there! There's one of them vermin! Leech spotted! He's too fucking far! Die, vermin! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Viu, caralho.
Grenade! Snap it, Lee!
Esse negócio é arregaça energia, hein? Eu acho que tem esconderijo por aí. Cadê o rato?
I can't believe I'm doing this. I cannot enter.
Fechado, pô.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Portão. Não vou vir pra cá agora não. É só pelo XP mesmo. Pra cá. Cara doido. Foi. Escondendo aqui, tá tomando conta de quê? Uma faca grande e bonita com o nome gravado na lâmina.
This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
aqui? Creio que não. Vamos explorar. Acho que eu já vim aqui, cara. Já vim aqui, já vim aqui. Bom, aparentemente já, né? Cima.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Estável. Bom dia, game. Cara, tinha um pessoal assistindo ontem, falou a mesma coisa. Tu não é o primeiro que fala, não. A trilha sonora do jogo é bacana. Na verdade, sim, o jogo ele é bacana. Eu acho que a única coisa que ele pecou foi no combate. O combate ele é um pouquinho assim, precisava ser um pouquinho mais refinado, né? Eu acho que eles precisavam de um pouquinho mais de tempo. Não sei se lançaram o jogo com um pouco de pressa. Acho que é só o combate, cara. Melhorar um pouquinho o combate ficava show. Mas o jogo é bom. E pra mim, né, particularmente, tem uns colegas meus que até perguntam se eu sou músico. Aí eu digo que não, porque eu sou, acho que é atípico, né? Acho que a maioria das pessoas sim, fica impressionada com o gráfico. Eu gosto mais de sons e efeitos. O que mais gosto nos jogos são os sons. Então me incomoda assim de eu estar jogando e, por exemplo, ele está caminhando sobre madeira, essas tábuas aí. Então, pra mim, o capricho é de quem produziu o jogo, pelo menos a parte sonora, assim, se o cara tá caminhando sobre a madeira, ele tem que fazer um barulho, um som específico disso. Diferente, como se estivesse pisando num tapete, como se estivesse pisando no cimento ou na terra. Me amarro nisso. Me diz uma coisa, você gosta de jogo com história?
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So, tell me about your gang.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
Bom, já tem alguém mentindo, né? Porque ainda há pouco eu conversei com o cara falou que ele era o líder dessa gangue aí, agora apareceu outro chefe. Alguém tá mentindo nessa história aí.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
Então, não sei o quanto você pesquisou do jogo, desse aqui. Depois, se você precisar dar mais uma olhada em alguns vídeos no YouTube, sei lá, alguém jogando. Porque esse jogo aqui ele tá dividindo opiniões, né? Tem uma galera que tá gostando e outras não. Só que eu acho que o pessoal que não está gostando tá assim com rigor muito alto, né? Eu acho que o único problema do jogo, assim, entre aspas, grave, é o combate. Não é que o combate seja ruim ao ponto de ficar injogável. É que ele é meio travado, entendeu? Se você pegar, poxa, for querer comparar com jogos aí top aí de que tem um combate fluido pra caramba, aí vai realmente fica difícil de comparar. Fica difícil pra esse aqui. Mas não é nada absurdo, não, dá pra jogar de boa. A história do jogo, quem eu já vi, eu pesquisei um pouquinho antes de jogar, né? O pessoal fala bem da história. O som do jogo é bom. Eu jogo com fone. Os efeitos do jogo também são bacanas, né? O pessoal tava elogiando ontem o som do jogo. O jogo é bom, cara. Esse jogo aqui é bom. Agora, tem que gostar de história. Ele tem assim elementos de RPG. É aquele jogo mais assim. Tem um momento de luta, mas também tem aquele momento que você vai ter que ficar conversando com o pessoal. Então eu te indico sim, cara. Eu acho que é a tua praia, né? A Mass Effect Andromeda, o The Witcher, tu deve gostar. É a mesma linha.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Mas já sendo honesto com você, o combate ele não é 100% não, tá? O que acontece com o combate? Às vezes eu tenho a sensação de, por exemplo, você aperta o botão para ele fazer um determinado comando, ele como se ele demorasse um pouquinho, entendeu? Para responder. E o personagem ele é meio assim, meio que travado. Mas não deixa o jogo injogável não. Vai te incomodar um pouquinho, mas eu creio que você consegue se adaptar. Eu me adaptei, né? E tô me divertindo, o jogo é bom, cara. Você tem que gerenciar muita coisa, né? Muita coisa pra você fazer. É bacana. Deixa eu ver aqui. Tudo travado.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
De resto, meu camarada, o jogo é bom. E levando em consideração que é uma produtora nova, né? Os caras assim, eles se arriscaram, né? Em fazer um jogo desse tamanho, né? Eu acho que eles fizeram um bom trabalho com o jogo.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Tem coisa pra ajeitar, tem coisa pra melhorar, mas o jogo tá bom.
But now everything seems under control, more or less.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden.
Colete informações. Conversar com essa mulher.
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our...
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Tá saudável, não precisa de remédio. Vamos começar cozinhando galo, né?
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
Seus sentimentos por...
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Behind all your crude words and your attitude, I sense romance and a soft heart, Miss Cox.
Romance? I have no time for such rubbish. I use Booth like I use everyone else.
Ixi, errei. O game, à medida que você vai conversando, né, com os personagens do jogo e você fizer as perguntas certas, né, você consegue tirar mais informações deles. Mas se você fizer uma pergunta errada igual eu fiz agora, você perde a oportunidade, né? Eu só não sei a que ponto isso vai influenciar no decorrer da história, né, no final, né?
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Cara, Detroit eu comecei a jogar e eu tenho que terminar, cara. Eu tenho ele. Eu gosto de jogo nessa pegada, hein. Só que eu comecei esse aqui, cara, aí ferrou, tô direto. Aí já vi que vou até o fim, né. Esse aqui me prendeu. Não que Detroit seja ruim, longe disso. Mas esse aqui me prendeu. Vamos ver, moleque, o que tem pra vender aí.
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Tô precisando de algumas coisas, mas você não tem, pelo que eu tô vendo. Tô precisando melhorar a minha faca e a minha arma. Mas você não tem, não. Uma muniçãozinha só.
pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new faces round here.
Tem que achar alguém.
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics.
Eu não sei Mass Effect Andromeda, né? Mas os Mass Effects antigos são um show, né?
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer
Pô,
dog?
cara, um abraço pra você, vai lá se divertir.
It's an old story. A monster with daggers
Sempre que
for teeth
quiser,
and
aparece
icy
aí.
claws.
Que vira e
He
mexe eu tô
comes at a
transmitindo
sudden
alguma coisa.
nighttime, claiming innocence, then
Vai lá, cara, boa
vanishes.
jogatina pra você. Bom final de semana. Abração, cara.
Claws, murders by night. Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Valeu, cara. Abraço.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
Senti alguma... Escondeu alguma coisa.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Sabrina Cavendish.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you.
I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London, and here I am.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Agora você, coroa.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science?
Fala aí, Thiago.
Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Fala, Thiago. O que você manda? Cara, gostei desse jogo aqui, rapaz. Vou até o final com ele. Depois eu pego outra coisa pra jogar. Você só joga Smite, pô? Eu gosto de cozinhar o galo primeiro. Dou umas voltas, porque nem sempre essas perguntas pessoais estão todas disponíveis. Você tem que fazer algum outro tipo de pergunta antes para poder abrir outro tipo de diálogo, né? Esse aqui tem uma opção aberta.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwa?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Cara, eu até vi o convite de party ontem, mas esse jogo aqui, cara, se eu não prestar atenção no diálogo dá ruim. Aí conversar em party e prestar atenção no diálogo não dá, cara. O pessoal tava, o Mairene e o Pedro Zuc tava jogando Fortnite ontem, cara. Foi lá não?
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
Consegui arrancar alguma coisa dele.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
Jogar em grupo é maneiro, Thiago.
Investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Jogar, eu também não sou muito fã não, mas jogar em grupo é legal.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Ah, tá de sacanagem que vai pedir pra espalhar cartaz, né?
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by
Thiago,
me.
abração. Vai jogar alguma coisa hoje?
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Coletar informações. Estou tentando.
He didn't deserve this.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Jason Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
Doidaço.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is, I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am, Doc.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist, and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor. Make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom Watts about him.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Oh, ele me deu a localização dele.
say, but whatever did this carefully avoided judgments. We found ourselves a bloody art.
Seems like the guard of Prewen is on Sean Hampton's trail too.
I hate leeches! Kill it all you deserve! Want some of this? You're mine! Crush the leech, boys! Kill it all you deserve! Die, vermin! Want some of this? Burn it, boys! Kill it all you deserve! Send you to hell! Crush the leech, boys! I hate leeches! Killing's all you deserve! Burn it, boys! You're mine! I'll send you to hell! Let's pin him down! Want some of this? You leeches, you killer! Crush the leech, boys! I'll send you to hell!
Ah, não explodiu não.
I hate you! Burn it, boys! I hate leeches! Die, vermin! Want some of this? I hate leeches! Crush the leech, boys! Put an end to you! Burn it, boys! You leeches need killing! Die, beast! Crush the leech, boys! I hate leeches! You leeches! The bloody crime! Burn it, boys! Die, beast! Die, vermin! Put an end to you! Crush the leech, boys! I hate leeches! Want some of this?
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Pistola Parabellum comum, 40 de dano. Tem nada aqui não, cara. Você não me trola não, jogo. Nada, né? Tamizar as margens do rio Tamizar, famoso. XP.
Sir, no civilians allowed. Ow! I'm talking to you, you twat!
See how we... Stay back, please.
Eba.
I'll tell you!
Have no fear, brothers.
Gente, bicho jogou o especial, não sei onde.
God walks with me. The beast must die.
Bloody monster!
Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work here. He's dead. I ought here to step back.
Vamos invadir e encarar os dois. Foi só pelo XP mesmo.
Please, sir. Come and have a gander.
Tô querendo descer, mas...
Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite a stranger to these parts.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you need any help?
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Your merchandise. I don't really see anything worth having. No offense.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, you'd see something that takes your fancy.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood? Have you got any friends around these parts?
Not really. Miss Gillingham smiles and says kind words, but I know she's lost her marbles, especially since her son died.
Tell me about this crazy woman. Madness is often mistaken for other conditions.
The poor woman's mad, all right. Kind and all, but she has so much trouble remembering things. She's taken me for a son more than once.
How interesting. I don't suppose you know what happened to her son.
Jack! Rumour has it he tried to tackle some gang lads. I didn't know him well, but I heard he was a nice enough chap. His old ma still thinks he's around.
Let me be frank. You're as much of a businessman as I am a werewolf, right?
Who the hell are you to question me? It's hard enough to stay clean when you don't have a place to sleep.
I'm doing my best here.
I meant no offense, Mr. Nightingale. I was merely pointing out the fact that you're unlikely to survive long if you continue wandering this path.
And what should I do then, sir? Should I join the Wet Boot Boys like so many others? No thanks. I'd rather be a bad seller than a dead gang member.
Why not try seeking help instead of peddling your wares? I'm sure there are people around here that would gladly help.
There's always the night asylum. Heard it's run by a very nice man, but I'm no beggar. Not yet, at least.
There is no shame in asking for help, my boy. Sometimes it can even be the best course of action.
I don't feel okay with that. I'm gonna make a name for myself, and I'll do it by myself.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
He's a caretaker for the poor, is he not?
Something like that, yes.
Sorry, I don't know where he is.
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr. Nightingale.
Pelo que eu tô vendo, não é o que eu tô querendo. Caixa de música, amostra de sangue intenso, sangue. Só.
Please, sir! Come and have a gander! Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite strange as these.
Investigação atualizada. Deixa eu olhar aqui. Se não tem mais alguma coisa que regira para aqui. Que eu tô usando também tá adiantando muito não.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
Inimigo da classe trabalhadora. Achei uma petista. Achei uma petista no jogo.
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here. And then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
No.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Your kind's not welcome here, sir.
O cara entra pegando um monte de coisa.
It's locked.
Why the long face, Doctor?
Estranho, porque não troquei uma linha de diálogo com o cara, já entrou nisso.
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Wonders never cease. Scal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
Very well. You have definitely intrigued me. I hope you're right, Sean.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
It's locked.
Caraca. Manda descer. Aí tu desce, manda subir. Complicado, hein? Lá fora. Aqui não tem. Sai daqui. Olha desconhecido.
I know I promised you I'd make everything right, Mum.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me about the Sad Saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton, the sad saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he's not always sad.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reed.
You really think I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No, I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bastards are worse than the epidemic.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Come now, Lottie. There is still much work to do.
Três. Beleza. Ficando complicado. Vou ter que encarar eles.
Stay back, beast! Over there! We cannot be defeated! Away with you! No! I order you! Step back! Over there! There's one of them vermin! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Ué, pô, cadê o... Caraca, do lado dos caras aqui no... Deixa eu parar também, né?
All of you bloody leeches need killing! I'll send you back in a fucking grave! I hear you. Don't have to start with it. This one's mine! Go on back to the shadows!
Nossa. Da mãe, esse cara é muito chato, mano.
Rewind shall prevail!
Bicho não vai. Zetou. Caraca, o bicho me acertou ainda, mano. Tá louco. Tá louco. Corri, esquivei e não me acertou.